不好意思，稍微今天晚了一点，我现在准备开始。大家稍后片刻。好的，欢迎大家来参加我们今天的第27次的中文公开教学。那么今天是4月22号，那我们今天会继续学习162次和163次课程的一些内容。那我们还是和往常一样来共同的聆听一下我们的共同的心愿。
The Keshe Foundation is extending an invitation to medical doctors of any practice and speciality.
You have people listening from every corner of this planet. No knowledge has been dispersed so beautifully, so balanced across the planet, on this planet ever, maybe in the universe. You have the full potential of achieving everything in the universe. There is no need and there is no reason for man not to achieve. So, wherever you are, the way I taught you to make the coils double coil inside, you have continuous equal gravitational magnetic field, and if you put CO2 on it, and you put zinc on it, you have connected the emotion of the man to it on a stable condition, and you'll find out you become a very peaceful man. Here, instead of having galaxies and universes and creating connection magnetically, we have used the matter state gravitational magnetic field strength to dominate and dictate the shape of the plasma. The nano-technology, the nano-material which you have collectively developed in different ways, by caustic, by electric currents, by whatever, fire or whatever, has that advantage that the matter, the nano and the plasma is all the same. So connection is very solid. It's very strong. The power of the plasma technology, the way we have thought, is beyond imagination of the man. Now we can create and control the plasma, which is the mother of the creation of the universe. You are given the seed of the essence of the creation. The foundation does not belong to no one and is not made of one anymore. You are developing it, you are structuring it, and from today, we will be still the same. We'll still develop the technology in different names, in different colors, in different nationalities which they do not exist. It is beautiful when we see the Christian, the Muslims, the Jews, and every other belief are working together to build up systems. We have already become one faith. We already have become one nation, and we already become one planet. You got to remember one thing. Dates is irrelevant. Today is the last day of the Christian calendar, or tomorrow is the beginning of another. One day is connected to another. We don't stop. We are working around the clock. The Keshe Foundation team is working irrespective of time, position, religion, country. And now we achieve what we set out for.
好的，那我们就回到这个我们的课程内容的总结和分享上面来。那我们在上一节课162次的内容呢，当时没有做完，后面有总结了，还有2个比较关键的这个内容哈，然后我又做了一下这个总结。那么这是在这个问题的环节，有人就问到说，是否可以通过这个手指头触摸头上的某一点，然后来帮助这个就是我们这个大脑的这个外边的物理层跟中央灵魂的这样一个连接。他举的例子就是说像创造的这个等离子球，然后它这里面放上惰性气体，然后通向电，然后呢当手指触摸某一点的时候，这个手指跟这个中间这个电极就会放电，然后它就会形成这样一个连接。所以那么我们的大脑的这个结构类似于这样一个等离子球，所以他的想法就是说，那是不是说比如说我在大脑这个部分特定的放上我的手指在哪一部分，或者是这样子就能够就是加强这个灵魂跟这个大脑的物理层的这样一个沟通。原始想法是这样。那凯斯先生的回复就是说，其实任何东西的话呢，都会归结到我们的灵魂。那么但是这里面取决于我们想从中获取什么信息。那就是说，如果我们去看头颅，并且理解大脑的拓扑结构的话，那实际上如果他说你把手指放在这里，这块区域是物理层面的区域，就最外面这一圈蓝色的。那么在这块区域呢，那往里面走呢，就变成是情感强度的区域，他画的这个紫色的这个线。那么而大脑最中心的这个绿色的这个位置呢，就是这个灵魂的所在。那么他说这个时候不管你是把手指头放在哪儿，你放在这里呢，它也会跨越不同的区域，就是都会有这个从物质到情感到中央的这个灵魂的这样一个过程。那包含你从这边放在这里呢，它一样也是要透过物理层，然后到通过这个情感层，再到达中间的这个就是就是灵魂的层次。但是就是说我们需要了解的就是到底我所触及的这个情感的这个层面是在哪一级？比如说这一点跟这一点， 那就是说你这一点是恐惧的情感强度呢，还是说这一点是快乐的这个情感强度？所以这个就是区别。那然后呢，他的意思就是说，我们是否可以减少这个，实际上它是减少这个物理边界的大小，就是说，在让我们的情感在这个大脑里面所占的这个比例占更多的比例。就是他画的这个，把这整个涂成这个颜色，就是扩展，哎，中间是灵魂，然后让这个情感层的比例尽可能扩大到这个物理层次的这个边界，就缩小这个物理层次的边界，那么这物质的边界就变得越来越小，就比如说就变到这里了。那么他说，我们是通过，如果能够做到这个的话，我们就可以控制任何事物，通过大脑中间创造者的精髓，也就是我们的灵魂，来创造任何事物。所以当这个物理变得无关紧要，那么就是你就决定着能量的过滤。实际上决定能量过滤是指的什么？这里是指的情感，就是把物质的边界变得更小，然后呢完全用情感来决定这个能量的过滤，就决定从灵魂下来的能量怎么到达这个物质。那所以说他说那这样的话，你就是需要把一只手放在头的一边，然后呢另外一只呢可能在另一边，然后这时候你去感觉这是什么样的一个情感长体。然后如果我觉得好，我感觉到我手指间的强度，然后说这个情感的强度就是快乐的这个情感强度，或者是恐惧的情感强度。所以你是可以去测试你的这个周围的。那更进一步呢，就是这个问题进一步提问，他说我们人体的这个身体的左边和右边是存在着电视差的，那么我们是不是这样的话就能够把比如说左手放在额头，右手放在我们额头后面对应的地方，然后这样通过我们头骨的中心在这两点之间来建立这样一种连接呢？然后这里凯斯先生又进一步去解释这个大脑的灵魂和物理层之间工作的秘密，就是说他说那让我们来解释一下困扰人类的一些东西，这个实际上是灵魂与物质之间分离的秘密。他把这个用了一个比喻，就是在我们的物质生命中，我们是有质子的，并且呢我们也有电子那电子围着这个质子在旋转，那么其中这个较大的实体就是这个质子决定了这个电子旋转的条件和电子旋转的状态，也决定了整个场的流向但是灵魂的运作又是很不同的。灵魂呢它是最强的，它是在前面，在中间，并且呢这个灵魂用自己的有形物理体覆盖它自己，就灵魂把自己包裹起来，然后呢你就参考比如说电子跟质子的关系，那么灵魂呢就是你在运作的整个等离子体的整体，它其实它包含了，它同时在灵魂和情感的层面，它包含了这个运作里面，它包含了这个电子的运作在里面。所以他就说，所以其实像情感是什么呢？就相当于我们的电子，那么就是说它是相当于主元或质子的电子，也就是它就是灵魂的电子。但是呢这个电子大家都知道，其实并不是像我们这个图所画的那样，它是这么一圈的，它实际上它这个电子它是随机在这里跳跃的，它在这个空间里面它其实是无所不在的。所以说这个电子呢它又涵盖了它的整体，所以这就是整体的秘密，相对于这个人的存在而言。所以说情感它在它的外围，但是它又其实是无处不在的，它也包含在身体里面，对吧？它也侵入在这个里面，所以说他说在这个物质状态来讲的话，这个等离子体很紧密，那么能量的降低就很强烈，所以他最后就终结了到了一个物理的边界，人的物质大脑的物理边界然后呢就是情感所触及的地方是他们的物理不相关之处，导致了物理的创造，人的身体的创造就是存在于两部分中的，它必须是，否则不会运作，必须有视差，否则没有流动。它其实之前还有另外一个讲到，就是他有画另外一个图，就是 我们画的它是大脑，大脑比如中间这一部分，然后这是大脑，然后后面大脑中间的其中的一部分做成一个等离子体来显化出我们的这个人的身体。所以就是这个由情感的部分来导致了这个物理的整个人的物理身体的这个创造。那他说的就是说左右身体的话，它就是必须要有这个视差的，没有视差的话就没有这个人的身体的磁场的这样一个流动。那这2点的话是在162次内容里面，对于我们如何理解我们的灵魂跟情感跟身体之间的这种转化，有极大帮助的这部分信息，然后再跟大家共享在这里。那么后面163次的内容呢，我就我们还是用一起来看这个节选录像的这个方式来学习，就是
how you can transfer emotion into direction of the soul or emotion to the direction of physicality. How do we control the emotion that can react and interact with physicality, transformation?
怎么字幕没有？稍等我一下改过来。
taught in the past few weeks how you can transfer emotion into direction of the soul, or emotion to the direction of physicality. How do we control the emotion that can react and interact with physicality, that the change in physicality can be instantaneous? You got to remember one principle, and this is the principle of the transformation and transfer of physical conducts of plasma. The source does not change that much. The sun, the strength of the sun, more or less in billions of years, is still the same in the plasma structure of the solar system. Is a distance and the strength of the field in the path of the gravitational magnetic field from the sun which dictates the manifestation of the reality of the entity like Earth, Jupiter, Saturn, and the rest. So what we come to understand is the filtering of the strength which gives you the end product. So if you understand this, you understand that the emotion is the filter. Is understanding the operation of the filter, which is your emotion, which will give you the finger, the toe, the height, the color, and the size, or accepting higher temperature, higher pressures, and the rest. So what we have to learn from now on is how do we use these filters? How do we use our emotion as filter that with it we can change our physical manifestation according to the environment which we come. Because we cannot change the soul. The soul is the giver, is the beginning to the end, is equal in every dimension. If the filtering of fields of the sun are blocked on one side, we see reduction in the heat which comes to Earth, or if it's a massive explosion, what is in our direction, we get the vast of it. I explained this in a teaching long time ago. I said, you know, they call these solar flares, and then we get back with it, and we have our internet and Canadian, what do you call it, electricity is the famous one which got hit years ago. It's the same as a stroke. When the energy comes and the physicality and the emotion cannot handle it, it damages the physicality. You get everything which comes as paralysis and the rest. So there is a similarity in the work of the universe. If we don't understand the work of our brain, we understand now that our soul is not something sitting somewhere, but the creator of our physicality, what we have chosen to call soul, according to the filters put across it, by the physical structure of reducing the strength of the source, ends up in the operation and creation of the brain, where in interaction with the environment ends up with the physicality of the man in control and the direction through what you call the physical part of the brain. If you understood what I just explained, it's very simple. We have to understand how we can control our emotion that can lead to the rapid change of the physicality according to the atmosphere. So what does this mean? You go to a very high density environment, gravitational magnetic field. With the structure of your body now, with the brain not being in control of emotion, you get dissolved in a higher strength. But now, if you understood and you can control your emotion, that you can immediately go to the higher strength and absorb less in the structure of the brain energies, then you become parallel with the environment and your body takes the structure of its environment that it can stay alive. Let me explain to you if it's hard to understand. You know, you get hurt, you get afraid, you start sweating, you start cringing, you start changing your color of your face. Now you have to go a step further. We have done it. It's been part of us. We know how to do it. But because of the condition of the atmosphere of this planet, we never had to practice it. The way when you get shy, you go red because the emotion affects the physicality in receiving so much energy from the soul that manifests itself in different color. We know man has within his structure, if he doesn't want something, he can even through the emotion dictate the cutting, amputation of a limb or part of the body. We do it so perfectly that we call it psychosomatic. What is psychosomatic? Psycho, emotion. We are the same position with this as we were with the Chinese wok, making nano coating and eating gas for centuries. But we never understood. Now we have to understand this process that we are mastering it. It's part of us. The reaction of the soul of the man is the same. You go to China over millions of years, thousands of years, it changes a black man to a China man. Because the emotion has to stand. You get a black skin coming from east central coast of Africa, going to Siberia, becoming the most beautiful skin of white and blonde hair and blue eyes. You put the same man coming out of Africa according to skin and the condition of the environment, becomes Norwegian, Austrian, blonde, different structure. You put him back in the same structure, you send in South America, he becomes a different man according to the environment. It's the environment which has changed the man according to the emotion of the survival. We send him back into the spans of Australia, we get Aborigines. Now we understand the process, we understand it's the emotion which in respect to the environment gives the physicality and appearance of the physicality. But in the space, we don't have the time waiting 10,000 years for the change. The condition of the environment outside dictates the transformation of the reduction or strength in the filtering of the fields of the soul, that the filtering allows the manifestation of new entity as we wish. To be able to live in the environment we have arrived in, for us to become the balancer. And in that environment which dictates the condition of the appearance. This is important. Then you see in a space you do not need no spacesuit. We already wear a spacesuit called the skin of the man. It's the best spacesuit you can ever come. Regenerates itself changes from color, makes different condition of the presentation. If you get shy, if you get angry, it grows fingers if you need to be, shortens you if the environment dictates. Now, this mini trial of the man for thousands of years on this planet is going to be open to the bigger trial in the span of the universe. This is the truth about the spaceship program. This is the truth about how man will go into space now that we understand the science of space technology. We understand the essence of the creation through the work of the plasma.
那么这一部分的话，凯子先生就是说，这一段时间以来，他一直在教导我们，就是如何把情感转换到灵魂，或者是说把情感转换到肉体的这样的一种转化。那么他提到什么东西是不变的？这里面有一个基本的原则，就是我们的灵魂它是基本不变的，它变化不大，它是在各个维度都是保持都是一样的。所以说，那么我们要改变的就是去改变我们的这个情感，而这个情感呢，在这里凯斯先生把它就是称为一个过滤器。它就是把这个从灵魂来的更高的这个场强过滤以后显化到我们的肉体，可以在这个物理层面显化的这个程度。所以就是通过这样一个过滤器呢，而且它会形成我们大脑跟我们的肉体的部分，而且呢，它也就是会影响到刚才我们画图这个大脑中的这个物理部分的那部分的这个这部分的作用。那么所以就是我们要学会的就是如何去控制我们的情感，然后呢来让我们的这个改变我们大脑的对应的那部分的那个物理结构。完了之后呢，再随着因为那部分的物理的就是大脑中的这个物理部分对应情感的那部分，又是通过这个神经实际上跟我们的肉体紧密的连接着。所以呢，调节那部分的这个结构之后，就能够通过神经把需要对肉体的这个调节呢传递过去，所以就能够我们通过完全通过情感完全能够控制我们肉体马上的改变，就是随着这个环境的变化。那这个环境实际上就像在上一次课的时候我们总结到，这个情感它必须要尊重这个环境，就是说你在这样一个环境中，你必须要有一个能够适合这个环境的一个情感长度，才能够保证你长期生存在这样一个环境中。所以实际上就是说我们环境改变了人，是环境根据生存所需要的情感来改变了人。所以就是情感跟这个环境的场强的这个互动，创造了这个我们的这个身体部分，然后来显化，然后呢形成我们能够适应于这个环境所生成的这个身体和这个比如说这些外貌啊，所有的这一切。所以这是这一部分的一个比较核心的内容。然后后面的话我觉得还有一段就是讲这个未来太空科技的他对这部分的一个畅想，我觉得也可以大家再一起来看一下。就是非洲那么是会成为未来太空科技的引领者吗？太空科技的这个目的是什么呢？那未来的这个太空科技会给人类带来什么样的一种变化呢？
I was with a journalist a couple of days ago, and I said to him, "What's your problem? Why do you think you cannot fly from Accra into space? We'll show you the banner of the Keshe Foundation, which is going up most probably next 48 hours. On the site of the land we're building and the site of the university building we have taken, it's very easy. In the center set, fly to space from Accra." They laugh. And when we explain to them in a simple way, they say, now we become the leader better than the Americans. I said, why not? We learn with them, they are brothers. We work, they made the steps for us to be able to do something else. With the space technology, with the spaceship program, I'll bring the nations to become one. That's the ultimate goal. Because like this, we teach freely. All these teachings which you've been listening to past few years, especially since Christmas that we start opening into the direction of the space technology, will be repeated across this planet many billions of times. You go to courses, how you go into a box, and then you decide how to change your presentation according to the pressure, field strength, and the condition and flow of the magnetic fields, that you start learning how to mutate. To you, these things now is beyond your imagination. In 5 or 10 years' time, you'll speak about it as a man has been in space for a lifetime. I always said many times, when I was in Tehran, the guy said, came from Moscow, and he said, they have a metal thing flies. And I said, crazy man, how can a metal thing fly? He said, yes, they have it, it goes in the air and they carry people in it. And they laughed at him, he became a crazy man. Less than 5 years later, they had the first Mehraba at the airport in Tehran. And they say, my God, the guy wasn't crazy. He saw the future. In 5 or 10 years' time, the way we see the leaders in this technology, now they merge with the world scientists in the space programs, will bring this to a normality like computers. We'll just walk into it. The understanding of the operation of the soul of the man in the filtering of the emotion by the brain of the man will dictate how much the structure of the brain will change, and we become the chameleon of space like the rest of the universal community. We'll understand the essence of creation. We understand the way they created according to the space and the dimension they're in, and if we can find similarities in the strength, we keep part of what we are, we change part to fit into the environment, and we become the passengers of the universe. The work of the Universal Council.
实际上，这里凯子先生就说到，未来的5到10年的话，就是人们都会在谈论人类整个一生都会在太空中度过。那么这些就是这一技术的领先者会跟这些科学家一起工作，然后把这个技术普及到大众，就是说会变得像电脑一样普及，每个人都可以参与其中。那么所以他就说这个东西就是因为在理解了人类灵魂的运作，了解了人类大脑情感的过滤，会导致大脑结构在多大程度上发生变化，我们就能够成为这个变色龙，就跟我们现在宇宙社会的这个家庭的成员一样然后这就是了解这些核心的东西，就是一些了解这个等离子体运作，了解这个造物的这个精髓。那他后面谈了一点关于这个宇宙理事会跟世界理事会他就谈到这个世界理事会是人类跟宇宙理事会跟宇宙社区之间的过滤器。那么实际上就是他赋予了他们的这种就是这种成员的这样的一个一些权利吧，就是说他们宇宙委员会跟世界委员会，他们能够决定，就是说代表人类的所有的这个愿望能够，所以说他们必须要转变人类的愿望，转变成对这个和平的这种向往，由他们会来决定未来这个地球就是真正的一个走向。就像他后面这个阿萨在问的问题的时候有提到这一块。好，中间有一些段我们就跳过，我们看一下后面的一些。对，他中间还有谈到，因为他之前老说那个德国的法哈德教的不对又怎样，所以最后就德国团队 集体去抵制它。其实对他来讲，他就说他只是公开这个东西是一个公开学习的这个过程。那么他就说他其实也还是，就是他有问题去发现、去纠正、去改正就可以了，他就能够真正的学到东西。
No management. Understand the structure of your body. Understand in the deep space how you interact, use the emotion, not to change your color to red or change your body to cringe, but you learn how to use different strength of the environment to change the structure of the controlling part you call the brain, to filter different strengths that immediately, instantaneously, the physicality follows. This is the secret of creation in space. This is the way the man will be. You know, you go to schools, driving a school.
这一段我觉得他就反复强调，但是这段他讲的更为精确，就是关于这个情感跟如何控制肉体的问题，就是要学会如何利用不同的环境强度，让身体起控制作用的部分，让其结构得到改变。实际上就是讲的大脑里面的那个物质，对应大脑里面对应的那个物质部分的结构得到改变，也就是被称为的大脑的结构，就是让大脑的结构发生改变，从而过滤了不同的强度，然后让身体就会瞬间的同时做出反应。这就是这个造物的秘密，这就是人类未来存在的方式。实际上他之前也在举过一些例子嘛，就是比如说你这个兴奋的时候啊，你这个心跳加快，乃至你的这个身体比如说发热或者是什么，这都是你的这个情感的这种反应的，然后身体的一个自动的这样的一个反应嘛。
Now you go to diving schools now to learn how to swim and how to drive. You go to classes to learn how to work with computer. In a short time coming, there'll be so many schools how to convert your soul to physicality, and they big tanks and they make fields, and you want to see how is on the planet G69 whatever. You have 20 arms and 16 legs, and how you can do it instantaneously. Because now they feel the environment to be the environment of the planet 6G whatever. So in that environment, you learn how to react fast. You go now, they choose a very few to go in tanks to become astronauts and cosmonauts for 7 years to how to change a screw. Within a few hours, you learn how to change according to the environment. You cannot change on the atmospheric condition of the earth, because this is the condition you are supposed to be. You got to learn something. If it's very hard for you to understand, why do we see so many people of the universal community in the shape of the man? When we see them, when we detect them, when we video them, because the condition of this planet enforces this physicality that you can walk, you can stand, you can have, absorb enough energy through the hairs and the fingers. This become yours. They don't change to us. The environment of the gravitational magnetic field of this planet, in this part of the solar system, in this galaxy, dictates 2 liver, 2 kidneys, 1 liver, and the rest of it.
刚才这一段也讲的挺有意思的，他就是说，为什么那些来自于大家庭的人，他也要显化出这种人类的外形？那这就是因为本身地球的这个星体的条件，来迫使他们保持这样的一个身体，适应这样的环境。也就是说，正是因为太阳系跟地球的这样的太阳跟地球的磁引力场相互作用，而决定了人需要有一个肾两个肾啊，什么几个器官这样的一个对应的关系。所以这个是一个创造人类的真相。
Now you understand the truth about the creation of the man and the creation of the universal entities. If you become good at it, you can flick from one environment to another. Today you have 2 hands, the next second you have 14, you don't need no legs because the hand is good enough. You're a monkey, you can jump higher trees and the way it is there. Now you understand where we are taking the mankind. Now you understand how the teaching has to be. Now you understand how the man will set the course for the incoming and upcoming time with the space technology. But this time, it will be equal amongst everyone, and everyone in every nation will be taught the same. As we are done with our teaching, we have set the standard, we have set the trend in past 3 or 4 years. Freely teaching. It's you who decides you want a gans of zinc or if you want to have copper. As the doctor asked, what can I do, what does the gans of gold does? Try to move to the understanding of the filtering of the strength of the soul that gives you the manifestation of the physicality. Why, when you get afraid, you get short of breath? What emotion strength filters that allows so much to go through the soul to the physicality in such a rapid way? You cannot change here. Wherever you go is the same. But as I said in the teaching of past couple of weeks, man has never dared to jump into space without the clothes, spacesuit. We don't need it. We have the best spacesuit. It's the soul of the man. And if you know how to filter it, you have and wear a jacket of any entity in space, according to the environment you arrive. You go on the beach, you go with the swimwear, you go in the North Pole, you go with the jacket and the fur coats. This is the physicality of condition of matter state. Now when you go into the condition of the plasma, it becomes the same, but this time you change. But the only thing you will see is that you will not be able to wear clothes with you. The man's body will be his soul and a sense of creation. When you come to space, you'll come across something very interesting. In many races, the gender does not exist and you cannot tell the difference except when they have decided to be. So the shame of the man to show his reproduction organ and the breast does not exist because you decide internally what you want to be. So we look all the same. There is nothing to hide. The frock of the disguise of the man wearing fancy clothes but nothing inside the brain will change. Because what you carry is what you show. Is the nakedness of the soul of the man. And this is what a lot of you are going to have a problem with. We don't preach, we teach, we enlighten that you can start exercising. Do not try to see if I can grow my finger. It will not happen. It'll take you time because the environmental balance is not there. Make yourself a fish tank of different strength and walk in it and see how you can change. You put your hand in, your finger grows, or some of the fingers disappear because that atmosphere dictates that. I'm going for a skiing holiday. I take my skis, I take my jacket, I take my ski hat and everything else. So, what is going to be? What are we going to do? In a space, the plasma field will dissolve the field strength of the jacket. The ski board with a wood or a metal has no dimension, will not exist. You stand naked. So, the way you stand naked shows the operation of your souls, in a way, shows the filtering you've done to me in that manifestation. The man of space see the light of the soul of the man, not the physicality of the man, because the physicality at the end is subjected to the environment. And it'll be the same with the man. You become an expert in seeing things. Where you see there is no animosity, where you see there is no need to fight because it's there. You want this, it's yours. You want part of my soul because you want to taste how I taste, have it. Because I create the field for you to feel how I feel. I give it to you freely. The strange thing is our soul has been doing this from the time of inception of the soul, but has never made it open to the man's in the manifestation of physicality on this earth, because the atmospheric condition position of this planet, in this galaxy, in this solar system, in this planet, dictates for it to be this way. Please start testing. Please start making cubes. Ali, in
这一部分也是很有趣的哦。它就是我们进入太空，实际上是一种很裸体的方式才可以进入，因为所有物质性的东西，实际上在这个太空的这种环境中，它都是会消融的。所以就是你带的滑雪板，你穿的衣服，其实那个东西对你根本没有，就是没有办法可以跟随你去进入。那么他有谈到，就是有其他的这种种族，他们其实是没有性别的，他只是他没有从身体上面本身没有从这个性别的这种区别了，然后他只是想要成为怎么样的就可以了。那么，还有一点就是说，他在这个地方他就谈到说，我们实际上是要去做测试，就是说你不是想象中你让你的手指头长出来，而是你要创造出那样的一个环境去让手指头长出来。那地球之所以是这样的一个模式，也是因为地球的这个环境所决定的。所以他后面就会讲到。不知道最近阿里在搞什么，之前有好多人也在偷偷问说阿里在搞什么，然后他说他被困在其他维度了还是怎么回事，这个就不是太清楚他具体指的是什么。还有一个就是还有就是后面讲那个 Jackie 说他的这个他好像看起来就 Jackie 已经按照他说的去创造了一个环境，然后去体会他在这里面，然后出来又是不一样，所以他说他实际上是在2个维度的进行切换，然后但是呢，他还带有这种物质性的思维，就是还没有还是借助这种物质上的一个手段，而不是靠他自己情感的这个过滤器去做，通过大脑改变身体的这种方式吧。我觉得他可能指的是这个意思。 这一段可以再看一下。
Canada started, and he went the wrong way in the development, and that put us somewhere away. We saw with Jackie going in that course, but being in 2 dimensions of the Earth atmospheric, and the condition was created, there were things touched. I referred to some people like Farhad a few weeks ago, or regarding Richard, that they are doing some things in different ways, because we have to set, it's for them to learn, it's not for you to boycott and torture them. Do you want me to tell you how you others are doing things which is not the correct way? When we speak about people, they learned, they have corrected it, that's their way. It's not to become anti and against. It's for them. We don't go in the back and do things, in the front, that they teach you more and they learn more. We have to be open to be able to learn, not taking a word and boycotting and going there the other way. You don't go to the workshops to become, you go to the workshops to give. What I give is what I learn, and when you give, you learn more. We see in the German group trying to boycott Farhad because Keshe said this. Yes, they do things different.
这一段就是讲那个法哈跟 Richard， 因为他公开讲了之后都受到了别人的一些指责，这个不用看了。
Us, we praise the way what he learned from it, that now it's try to understand, and you will be the next people who make the next developer, who has museums, because now we can absorb the energy amino acid conditions. Ali became good at it, but he lost his track, got pulled into the other dimensions of whatever, and he's working on it. We saw it with Jackie. It was beautiful work what was going on with Jackie, but you have a problem in this condition. You got to remember, once you leave the environment of the creation of the zone you've done, you have to live the condition of the atmospheric of this planet. It's not that you are any different. You are traveling between the 2 spaces. It's you to condition and understand. In the sea, I want to go deep. I need the swim jackets or whatever, the diving masks and the rest of it. It looks funny if you walk in McDonald's with a full swimming gear you've been diving with, huh? And you say, because it's the same. The condition there does not apply there. Because you're so physical, you have not understood this. If you create a condition of the field strength of a given environment and you stay in it, you'll behave that way. You experience new dimension of life according to what you allow your filter, which is your brain, to allow to manifest in physicality. You will have many schools. Nowadays, you go, you learn this, diving, you go driving school, you go walking school, computer school. Very soon, all these shops will change. Planet Zeus condition, Planet Jeeps condition, Planet so-and-so condition. I want to go for a holiday to Planet Zeus for 3 weeks. So, you go practicing. Till you learn that you don't need to go to these schools, because now you learn how to transform. You don't have the fear of what's going to happen to me when I get there, because you convert, you evolve into it. Because this is the way the life works. The fear of unknown has been the cause of this condition. As I said to you very recently, I spoke with one of the top guys responsible for Mars mission by NASA. is a friend. You're talking to advanced. Through any time. It'll come for the man that when you put your hand and you know this has got to be something to connect this to this for me to have the comfort of the air conditioning, it'll appear. It'll manifest because it's your wish. You know what it needs to be. You don't need to make, because the energy of the hand gives manifestation to the physicality of what is needed. I'll speak to you in 10 years' time and you will see. How did you know? I'm the messenger of the universe. I can teach you everything. But you as children of man have to learn to understand more and take the shackles of ignorance in respect to the new knowledge away from your eyes and your mind. You'll walk through like the rest of the universal community. We are here to bring peace to man. We are here to deliver the message of universe. We are not here to enforce. We are here to enlighten, to share knowledge that we see you as equal when you join us. I am the beginning. I am the end. You got to understand to get rid of the fear. There is no unknown. It's the lack of trying to know what we know, how we can convert it to our own understanding and intelligence. You'll be surprised when a man in the next few weeks and months goes to space, or when you create a condition and you see the others of other universes with us, how easily you speak the language. And you say, stupid us, we're trying to learn French when we're speaking English and we can't even do it, and now we understand the language of the universe. Because the language of the universe comes from the soul of the man. And every entity has a center. And it's all the same. You have to understand how to transfer the emotion from the tip of the finger to the center of the brain where it sits. You have to understand how fast you can change this. That in a condition you brought in, it fits the environment. You never die. Man will never die in the deeper space. Accidents will happen when the field gets divided. You go through what we call neutron division. But as long as there are no accidents, the man will survive the spans of universe for millions of years. For thousands of years, according to the man. 1,000 years is a peanut. It's a drop of a pin in the life of the universe. They say the universe is 14 billion. You don't even know how many billion years. It happened billions of years before billions of years by order of magnitude. You don't have the tools to see it. You only see the matter part of it. When it comes to the crumb, the stars, the galaxies are nothing but the crumbs of the work of the universe. You never see, you never have the intelligence at this one time, till you go into a space and live like the man of the universe to see the truth about the creation of the universe. I am the creator and everything is transparent to all. You will say to yourself, you create yourself according to the environment. I made myself in the shape of myself. Not I made man in the shape of the creator. I am the creator. Because my soul, the creation of his energy, dictates how I manifest myself. Teaching human race has been nothing but headache and problem, because man is afraid of his own dimensions of existence. I tell you something you will start enjoying. Try, if you understand. Try to understand, because you can do this on this planet. You have the facilities within the structure of your brain to achieve it. There is a limitation to it, and there is a speed to it till you're in. Try to change the color of one hand, if you're a white man, to a black, and walk into a house. You can do it. Don't forget, you went from black to white. It's in your DNA, it sits in your RNA. You're not going very far. And try to change the other arm into yellow. At the beginning, it's horrendous. You might run off it and people might laugh. But when they learn, you teach them how to do, you walk on this. What's happening today is the color is to be half black, 2 whites and 2 toes red. There is no need for a makeup. You carry the makeup of the universe. There is no need for rouge, there is no need for eyelashes. You decide how I want to look, because today this is the energy I need. So I'm going to look blonde, 2 legs black, because everybody will give me attention. I receive what I need for food today. Tomorrow I'm going to be half yellow. Because now if you understood the teaching of today, you understand how to filter the emotion. Because emotion has to be correct to achieve the condition, the manifestation. Man has to start learning the strength of his emotion, the filtering. That's the only thing you can do. Nothing else. You cannot change the physicality, because the physicality is dictated by the condition you are in. You cannot change the strength of the soul, because the soul stays the same, doesn't matter where you go. So the only path for man is the transition time. There are transition space.
前面这一段讲的也很有意思哦，就是他讲这个未来，这些年的话，就是人们就会说啊，你讲的都是对的，为什么你那个时候就知道？然后他就说，因为他是宇宙的信使嘛，他肩负着这种教育人类的这样的一些任务，而且他就说，他这不好干的这活儿，是挺头疼的这个活儿。当然他还有讲到之前大家有一个说法是宇宙有140多亿年，他说你都不知道有多少个数量级的140多亿年，就是说实际上这个140多亿年实际上是大家所看到的这个就是物质状态的这样的一个东西来讲的。还有就是他讲到要我们去学习去开始转变我们的身体嘛，就是你要学会从最初的如何把你手指尖的这个情感，然后跟你的大脑里面的物理的部分这部分链接起来，然后去学会这种控制，从这个地方开始，对吧？然后去控制你的情感，对外面的这种显化，那么就是你要去做到先从这部分开始去做练习嘛。然后这样子后面就是谈到说，那你就可以开始变换你的皮肤的颜色。一只手是白的，一只手黑的，或者黄的，或者是怎么样的，这就可以去达到这部分的这个练习了。刚才这一段最后这一段他讲的也很精辟，就是说我们讲灵魂、情感跟身体，灵魂它基本上是不变的，的各个维度都是那样子的。但是身体呢，又是被你所处的这个环境所决定的，就是你身体结构又是被它所决定的。所以他说，你作为你自己来说，你能够去控制的，就是你的情感，情感就是你的过渡这个状态。通过改变这个过渡状态，然后再来改变你的身体。所以他就是在这一点上，他去这样把这个东西又讲得更为清楚一些。
What you call emotion. Don't sit there and go, I've got to go black on the tip of this finger because I want to have a black finger today, and the other finger I want to be yellow. Sit with the pleasure. What would I give by having a finger pill. People will look at it and say, oh, look, one finger there. Why do we decorate ourselves and wear these fancy clothes and the makeups? That we get attention. We are hungry. We are the chameleons. We are the peacocks. We are everything to get attention. So I need more attention because I need more energy, because I want to go to a space and I want to learn this, and the others give you. But man does not understand this at this moment of time. You can practice the evolution of the man within yourself. But that's the limit, because of the atmospheric condition of this planet dictates this structure to kidneys. You have to have a filter, you have to have a storage, you have to be able to filter the gaseous part, you have the lung, you have to be able to filter the mineral part, the solid part. This is the kidneys, and you need a storage that you can store whatever it is, because you can't keep on going eating from the earth. When I need it, I take it. Some of the time I'll store it up. The body of the man is a one simple factory working in two sections, atmospheric and the physicality. So when you land on a space of another place, the physicality dictates different shape. The atmosphere, if there's a gaseous, or you absorb only from the matter state of it, you'll become the state, the shape of what is there to do. Now you see how simple it has been. The only reason you can't change, because it's the condition of this planet. I take you on moon. If you understood this, you stand there without the mask and you walk. Now, you might need to be a lizard because the pressure is too close. You might have to go underground because this is how it gives you. You don't have oxygen and nitrogen to give to support amino acid, but you can, through a system of the brain, convert the energy that it supports amino acid. This is what we got to learn, not to be afraid of. To understand the space is within the brain of the man, within the capture of his emotion, that it manifests its physicality. I said last week in the teaching, and I say this week in the teaching, go back to the teaching of the medical, where we did public medical teaching, the health teachings. Many, many secrets of the creation I've given there, about every organ. Dr. Elia Kostova taught you the way the medical people do. I taught you the work of the universe. I chose the emotion in every point. Now you understand. Now you understand that without emotion there is no physicality. It's the space gap of the emotion which creates different kind of physicalities. Why your finger is on the end of your brain, just near to the skull, near the finger, sorry, near the ear.
这个地方它不是开始先生前面那个部分不是他的口误，它指的是你的手指在你的大脑中的物理区域的那个位置，是在我们的耳朵的上部分的。
Now look how much filtering is done in that part, in the lower level from the center of the brain, that very little energies has been absorbed by that point, which dictates the shape has to be according to this atmospheric condition finger.
所以就是说，我们手指的这个形状是由大脑内部分的那个场墙决定的，大脑里面那部分物质部分的那个场墙决定的。
Look at the shape of the brain and look at the center point of the soul, and then understand the filtering. Why when you slice a brain you see different layers? Oh, this is the emotion, this is the language, this is exactly what you got to learn, how to change. How can you suddenly, not speaking a language, you can speak 10 languages. You can change it yourself. This is the reality of what is to come. And unfortunately, you don't have much time because you all will change. I'm pushing you to start making the conditions and try to test it. Make rooms in your houses where you can change the fields. When I go in this room, if you can create the right condition that in balance with the atmosphere, in this condition I have, you will see the family will tell you, oh, you had 20 fingers when you were in there. Oh yeah, today I'm in planet Zeus. I wanted to see how he feels. I'm going there for holiday next week. You change it, and your child goes in, he wants to go to planet this. So here there are no legs, and you can see just the head moving because it's good enough. You can float with what you have because it dictates a condition. It sounds crazy because you never understood the truth, but that's what is the truth about the space and deep space. Try to understand the interaction of the fields. Try to understand the pleasure and understand the limitation of the physicality on this planet. Then you can dictate the emotion. Have you seen the actresses? They say, try to make tears that you're crying. And they sit there and they make tears. How did they do that? They control the emotion, and the emotion transfers itself to the liquid of life. There is no difference. If you understand, I'm glad to have a skin which is yellow and I look like Chinese. It'll be beautiful. It's so nice. It's such a pleasure. I want to be yellow that I can be there. You become yellow. Have you ever asked the question why people have different color skin? Go in their soul and find out where they wish something to be white. Because at the moment, the skin of the white shows the education and the graduation for abuse. I want to be graduated to be abusive, so I want to go different color. Why not all the white want to be black, to become serene, and to become part of the other? Why do we need color? Why can't we all become transparent that it doesn't show where we're coming from? Why don't the Universal Council and the World Council makes that from now on we stay at the power of the same structure, but to the eye of the beholder we are all the same color. Your wish is your command. That's why I don't attend any of your teachings, because I can teach you so much, you misread it, you misconduct. This way you make your path. Listen to the teaching, you understand what you got to do.
这一部分开始先生就是重点是说，让我们要去创造一个试着在家里制造出一个跟外界的环境能够平衡的那个环境，然后实际上在这个里面你就可以就是通过控制你情感的强度，然后到不同的这种星球去旅行。所以说从你在这个场外面的人看到你的时候，可能你的身体就会变化，你会变成有几十只腿的章鱼，或者你变成只有一个头在上面漂浮，因为它不在那个环境下是不需要身体的。就是这些东西他觉得就是可能你们现在还理解不了，所以最终他其实是一直在提醒我们去创造一个能够平衡我们当前这样一个环境的这个环境那么你在其中你就可以去做改变和控制了。 所以刚才还有一点，他很快就略过了。他讲到说，你想要你的这个，比如说手指长出来，或者你想要变化你的东西，更多的不是说啊，我想要它怎样怎样，而是说你是一种说啊，那我想要它变成怎么样，我应该给予它什么？这个从这个思维的这个角度是不一样的。他说，如果你是前者的话，你就是一个需要获取能量、获得关注的那样的一个人啊。你所有的你就像一个孔雀一样，你之所以要展示，那就是你要获得这种外界的这种关注。所以这个就是用心和用情感的方向的不同。对，那个韦州导有提到喜悦，就是你的喜悦啊，你喜悦的我，如果我这个手指头会变成这样，它应该是怎样子的呀？不是变成你要去要求一个什么东西去获取啊，就是别人要给你一个能量这样的东西。
Why? Excuse me for a second. Rick, would you like?
Comments coming through.
So the problem is not the education. The problem is openness of the mind. The problem is understanding the interaction of the fields. There is no problem. It's openness of the acceptance and openness of understanding and openness of applying the right way. It's the way things has to be for us to be intelligent, to understand the work of the universe. For us is the reality of the space gap. At what field you want to release to be in comparison to the environment what to be. Then you understand, as I said many times in past few weeks, there is no need for a spacesuit. And there is no need to go to a class to learn the language of the planet Zeus, because in planet Zeus they speak different language. They all speak the same language. The language of the soul of the man. Into what extent we understand it shall be our own problem. To what extent we are going to accept it, again shall be our own problem. To what extent we can be the reality of the understanding in the totality of the structure. Can we be part of the reality of ourselves? Can we change the situation with our own existence through our emotion? Can we feel our child without actually being physically with it, but through the contact of the soul? How much do we want? How much do we want to bring? What do we want to put in reality in the capture of the life of the man? Do we need to have understanding of the reality, or do we escape into other dimension? But at the end, in one way or another, we're all the same. As we say, the beauty is skin deep. So is with the universal community. The life is the emotion deep. The souls are all the same. We will not look at the manifestation of physicality. We will look at the manifestation of the reality of the essence of what we want to be shown. Where the clothes will not be there to cover us, but the reality of our own physicality will disclose our physical direction and dimension. These teachings for you at this moment is far-fetched. But in the coming time, you'll ask yourself, how come we didn't see it? And how come we didn't understand it? Because still you're not put in a condition you cannot practice. You cannot dive on the ground if you haven't made a pool to jump into the water that you don't hit yourself hard. You have to create a condition that there is a water that you can swim. You have to create a condition that there is a field strength that is in equal dimension, equal to conformation of existence without endangering the separation and division. You will go into environments that you allow the separation and division of your soul, what you call the soul of newborns. Because that soul will start gathering energy from the others that it matures itself to another soul. This is how the creation done in the realms of the Creator. Not with physical sex the man has got used to. The conversion of the neutron to electron and a proton is the true existence of the vision of the creation. That shall be it for the soul of the man. The existence of proton within it, in conjunction with others to structure it, is the same for accumulation of the energies of the universe. So, where do we go? If you look at the structure of an atom, it's a male and a female, an electron. And when the male divides, when the female divides, you call it division of neutron, you start a new cycle of life. There is no difference. It's the man who has to understand the truth and the operation of the universal order. Any question?
这部分开始先是讲到这个人类要学会这种用灵魂沟通的语言，那么它是这个东西就取决于你有多少开放性和你对这个的理解程度。还有就是他又再次强调了我们要去创造那个环境的这个重要性，就是说可能你以后你会说，哎呀，我为什么不能明白呢？因为他说他所教学的这些东西听起来都是些不着边际的，大家听不懂的话，因为你没有创造那个环境去练习，包含他讲到你的情感的控制等等，就是说你没有创造一个环境，那你创造出跟外界的环境相平衡的这个环境的时候，这个时候相当于你就能把你的灵魂释放出来了，产生一个灵魂的这个婴儿。那这个时候呢，你这个灵魂就能够从其他存有那地方去聚集能量，而且呢能发展成为另外一个灵魂。所以在那样的一个环境里面，它是同时在加速你灵魂的一个成长的。就像在这周的这个教学里面，凯斯先生也提到，就是他说他的知识哪里来的，其实就是一种灵魂的升级。他有提到，就是他说他这一生有过2次这种灵魂的这种升级，灵魂升级了之后，这个灵魂所带的知识就自动 下来 download 下来了，就包含他说的啊，你为什么需要去学这么多种语言？你到时候你在灵魂层次上这些沟通你都会了，你也不需要用有这么多种语言的问题，你发现你这些语言你自动也都会了。这个是他在这个里面提到的这个问题。然后后面就进入了一些问答的环节，问答环节其中有一块可以看一下，就是说，他讲到什么是恐惧，它怎么来的，然后灵魂领域如何来处理这些恐惧，这个也是比较能针对大家的一些问题。当然，在这些讨论中间，然后瑞克谈到就是说，是不是将来能够利用这个虚拟现实的一些技术来帮助我们去理解这些和感受这些东西。
Like two different ideas there, or is it the same thing? What is fear, for example? How has that come up? How does that dealt with in the realms of the soul?
The fear is a condition that we do not understand where the physicality will show itself. The fear is the condition of how do we allow ourselves to exist without dividing. The fear is, in a way, a restriction we put that we do not want to give anymore. The fear is the strength that puts limitation. The fear is how we can disturb the conditions. The fear is how we can survive the condition. The fear is how much can we give without being taken. The fear is how much can be given without giving of totality.
So in a way, as humans, have to, or at least as, say, essential selves that are under the conditions of this environment, specifically the gravity and atmosphere of this planet, then we have to balance that, there's this dichotomy, it seems. There's the physicality, there's the soul or essential self part, and they seem to exist in different worlds and they mesh in a way, but it's often conflicting ideas that get represented. And this emotion is part of this, where fear and fear is a good example. That's the one that, as you just explained, especially for example, fear of going to space in a very, even the physicality way, the physicality thinking, okay, it's time to go to space. Okay, fine, let's go to space. Great. Oh, you mean I have to leave my friends behind there, or my family that doesn't want to go? Well, I don't know if I want to do that. Mean that I have to leave all my things and stuff, my home, of course, and from Earth, and so on and so forth. And all of a sudden we're in space, and like you're saying, in a way, we could find ourselves naked, or where we are existing without all the flourishes and sort of heaviness that we encounter on this planet. So that initiates kind of a fear of loss, a fear of insecurity of not knowing what's going to come next, because most of us have our habits and our environment here that's relatively safe in spite of the hazards of this planet, and there are many, but in a way we feel safe compared to being in voidness of space. So I think maybe everyone has to address that in a way to get through that.
Yeah, most probably we have
that some way.
Maybe we have to.
所以其实凯史先生谈到了这个恐惧的各种表现形式啊，就是说你没有比如说你自己体会比较多的，当你没有收入的时候，然后你还要不断的给出去，你有多少能够给呢？你会不会感觉到这种恐惧啊？然后还有就是这个瑞克就谈到，当你真的说你要进入太空的时候，你突然说你要舍去你所有的家人，舍去你所有拥有的一切。然后进入那个太空什么都没有的那样的一个环境中去，然后你可能会觉得会有这样的一种恐惧。其实也确实是这样的，因为就是一旦我们都还有很多的这种物质性的这种思维和这种概念的话的，我们就是会这种恐惧就会让我们不敢去走出那一步。就像凯史先生说，你从来不敢脱掉这个羽绒服去进入太空。后面有一些那个阿萨的提问，就是涉及到地球的一些未来的一些变化的，这个可以大家看一下。
Had before, if there is no questions.
Good morning, Mr. Keshe. I have a question.
Yes, Azar.
Mr. Keshe, when are we going to become a one planet, one nation?
When the humanity in total decides.
But it's not going to happen ever, because too many people are not peaceful. So there is two theories. According to your book, the first theory, my assumption is that our planet is going to be decaying, and we're going to give to another planet, another Earth, and then sister Earth. And then at that point, people who are peaceful are going to be transferred to the new one, and the rest of the people are going to die. And the second theory is there must be a threshold of peaceful people, because there's never ever going to happen that everybody is going to become peaceful. So if the threshold is 10%, once the 10% happens, simultaneously everybody else become peaceful, and automatically we join the universal community. There is which one is correct?
Can you explain yourself further, then you find your own answer?
Okay. So I have to figure this out myself.
Okay.
Is the planet, I mean, in your book, you're talking about it has happened before, that a planet has given to our Earth, I mean, another planet has given to our Earth that we came to existence, and sister Earth. And are we in that dilemma again?
What do you mean?
Is the earth decaying?
Yeah.
Okay, so this, all the mayhem that's going to happen, or the earthquake, everything happen, is the consequences of decay of the earth and giving birth to another one. Just like when a female giving a birth and just explosion happen, this earth is going to go away, and the people who are peaceful are going to be automatically transferred to the new earth, and the rest of the people that not peaceful, they're going to stay on this planet. They think that is the end of the world, which is not, and they're going to die, and they think everybody else died, but apparently the people who are peaceful have joined the new earth, has gone, joined the universal community, and life is from the beginning and peaceful.
Yep, but we have to decide as a whole.
But the whole is not going to decide on this. If you want to wait for the whole, look at
the decision of the Universal Council and the World Council.
But the question is, Universal Council, one of the questions I have for Universal Council, why they constantly communicate with the governments? They're not communicating with people.
We don't know what the Universal Council is doing.
实际上这里他讲到的两个版本嘛，这是一个这个地球的变化啊，那么另外一个就是存在的这种可能性，就是说当这个整体的地球的这个能量水平或者意识水平或者人们趋向于和平的这个水平达到这样一个临界值的时候啊，那直接就是整个转变，然后整个地球直接进入到这个宇宙大家庭。那么这里面谈到这个就是宇宙委员会跟地球委员会的一个作用，就是由这些人由这些的灵魂，他们作为一个代表，他们在做提升，就是连接整体人类的灵魂来做出这种统一的决定嘛。他说那个东西那是怎么样的，这是统一的决定是由这部分来做的，这是他讲到的这部分的一个信息。然后后面3D 的一部分提问也有一点意思，就是我们这个情感到底是怎么一回事儿？怎么就让我们的情感感受到这些我们周围所感受的这个东西？他说这都是我们的情感创造出来的。看一下。
Apply to Azar. But my question for you, Mr. Keshe, if I may, quickly, when you said that aliens or ETs that come into our atmosphere, I'll say, really have no choice in how they form, that this atmosphere of ours dictates to lungs, to kidneys, and so forth, as you said. So if that's the case, to me it seems what you're saying is that when the emotion comes into this atmosphere, it takes on a physicality due to certain parameters. So that would mean that all of us right now are taking on physicalities due to certain parameters, which means our emotional state has already been decided before our physicality came through. So it seems to me there's a higher emotional state that we need to become aware of that I think we're not aware of. Is there a deeper way that we can have the understanding of our truer emotion? Because I have a feeling what we're feeling in this body is just drama and not true and not the soul emotion that I think we're to look for. And so go ahead.
Let me explain to you something. We have put these boundaries and these conditions. It's us who has put the restriction. It's us that have accepted the restriction.
When you say us, okay, and from what I'm feeling, is the only way I can really put this, is my reality comes into existence because of the emotion I hold. So that what I perceive is to the strength of my emotion.
Yeah.
And therefore, on a context of my body, I do not have the understanding of why I have given myself a white skin and someone else a brown skin and someone else an olive.
No, we haven't given. Is the condition of our emotion in respect to survival at the condition of the environment.
Is it my emotion, though, that is giving me the perception of different, it is my emotion that is giving me the perception of different colored people.
Yeah.
It's my emotion that is saying someone is white or red or whatever.
Yeah.
It is my emotion that has created these different colors. And so when I am looking out at this world, I am only looking at what my emotion is giving me. And therefore, I need to understand what my emotion is and why I'm receiving, why I've made this person red or black or so forth.
Yes, but the thing is, it's not you, it's your ancestors who took the time of travel. You understand? And partially in the future, how you feel your emotion will create evolution to a new direction. There is a theory in the world of science that they say if we hold a change in the body of man over 25 years, it will become permanent and it becomes part of his DNA and RNA. And so if you extend and have children after age of, let's say, 25 or 50, you transfer the knowledge what you gain up to the age of 25. If you have a child at the age of 20, you haven't get the evolution of what happened to you at 10 years old, whatever is not there to be transferred. It hasn't imprinted itself. All of us in the process of the evolution today, we are changing the course of the future for our children, but we are not here to see.
Mr. Keshe.
这里面去体会山迪问这个问题很有趣哦。他一开始就是问说，外星人来到这里，他也是要受这个环境的这个变化，然后来做成我们的身体的，所以他就觉得好像似乎我们的情感的强度或者什么这些参数已经都被确定了，所以我们才会显现为这个身体。那凯子先生告诉他，其实真正限制你的是你自己，是你接受了这个限制，是你认为你就是这样的。那你就看不到你的整体性，就是你接受了这个东西，然后你就变成了这个东西。然后另外再提到就是说，是你的情感的强度决定了你的皮肤对别人显现出什么样的颜色，同时你的情感的强度也决定了你看到外在这个东西它是绿的、白的还是红的，看到的这个颜色。还有一点他提到就是说，他的这个就是还有他显现的这个东西呢，其实也不是，也就是这个情感的强度，实际上呢，它是在还通过有遗传的关系，通过你的祖先，你还继承了一部分那个东西，所以它才会显现为，比如说。但是需要漫长的时间，比如说在地球上需要漫长时间，一个非洲人他到了中国啊，他其实生活了很多万年之后，然后他的皮肤的颜色发生变化，就是他的相当于是他的祖先了，就一代一代的这个繁衍之后发生的这种肤色的变化。那么他就讲到科学界所提到的一个25年的一个数据，就是说你的身体改变在25年之后呢，这个身体的改变能够自动的改变到你的 DNA， 重新改写到你的 DNA 里面。所以他就说 如果你是在25岁之前就是生孩子的话，那你以前所比如说10岁或者15岁，你所进化所改变的，你身体改变的那些东西就不会写入你的 DNA。那么你比如说你25岁或者50岁，那他曾经也讲过，就是说像年纪大的这些人生孩子，他更多的是把他的后半生所经历的所有的这一切的进化和他的智慧和他的东西，也都已经植入到他的这个 DNA 里面了。虽然说那些小孩可能有的时候刚生下来反而会有一些自闭或者是什么样，其实这些小孩他是更聪明的。这是他曾经提到的一个很有意思的一个问题。好，后面还有一点点东西，再看一下。
Teaching the Arabic part in Keshe Foundation.
Yes.
From all these tons of information from the past and from your knowledge, now I think you have give us the real key to the soul and to the universe. My question: why this key we didn't find it in the religions?
The religions are mainly to do with the matter state of the body of the man. Man has not been mature to understand the work of the soul. More or less, it's the first time in the history of man we open the position of the soul. It's the next step. Up to now, our soul and the spirit and everything else was a Holy Ghost and everything else. It's us who will change the course of humanity.
And as you said before, it's really easy, and if you know it, you will laugh. I swear, I laughed about whole my life now in this before 20 minutes, because it's already there. It's only like a suit we are carrying out. We change the suit. That's only.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Keshe.
Yes.
Vessel community, I wasn't talking about us, human and earth. I was talking about entities outside of planet Earth who are more advanced and they're all peaceful. Why they definitely have communication with the government? Why they communicating with the government, not directly with people? Because
you got to realize the governments themselves play the same game. The government themselves are part of the structure of the change themselves. The governments are, not every government is or has been. We know some certain governments of more what we call leading governments claim to be and have been in touch or been taught to change the course of humanity, but the knowledge given has been abused. If you look at it, the present condition of the world leaders and the prophet of the past is no different. If there are thoughts instead of using for betterment of humanity, they have used it to damage each other more.
so those privileges can be taken away if they've been given the gift to help humanity.
You can never take away. This is not a job. It's for the maturity of the man. You see, when you look at the oceans, the animals in this planet eat each other. They plan, they connive. Have you seen how a pack of lions sets up the other animals to catch? it's become the habit, the structure of here is packages of food to exist, which causes this. And the packages, due to the strength of the time and the closeness to the earth, dictate the life and the span. Why do some trees last 2,000–3,000 years? And why the life of a lion is only a couple of decades? This is the condition of the exchange, the confirmation of the existence in different level. It's us who has to dictate, not anything else or nobody else. It's us who have to dictate the condition and the change.
这段话也是蛮有意思的哦，大家可以去体会。还有后面的话，阿萨就讲到他这个时间迟滞了，他就是进入电梯好像没有看到人走出去，怎么这个人就不见了？就是这个感觉。凯斯先生说，当你自己越平和，然后你可能就又会发生这样的一个状况，这个状况也很多人都已经发生了。还有就是。后面的话就是主要是2个展示，就是一个就是这个球的这个展示，然后他用这个摆，然后来跟这个干丝球里面去相互作用。然后开始先生说，后来他不是手拿着这个摆嘛，他觉得有他的这个就是他的这个实力在里面哈。然后另外的就是讲了新的这个测试设备。对，就是也是利用这种像一个秤一样的，但是这个也是一个摆的这种结构来做测试，然后它测试出不同的像这一根铜线有纳米涂层跟没纳米涂层它的差别就差不多2倍多，然后还有就是这都是如果绕成这个样子，然后它的能量本身也增强了，然后多纳米涂层能量就更强。就是他提供一些新的这种测试方法，然后凯史先生就说，这个的话，他需要把它吊起来，它不是平着这样来测，因为地面也会有影响。它最好是这个测试的这个东西，它是一个悬挂起来的，然后看看它在底下和上面，它对这个整个场的这样的一个影响。所以这个就是差不多是153次的内容，因为在152、153，他也讲了很多有关于这些破坏这个凯氏基金会的这些个一些提到一个新的人叫什么来着，然后就是包含这些恋童癖集团的这些人，所以基本上这个呢，就是今天我们想要分享的这部分内容。那下面的一些时间呢，如果有一些朋友希望来讨论或者一些问题提出来，大家来共同探讨，那也就是希望大家举手。不知道有没有朋友想要出来讨论一下或者分享一下的？韦洲岛提了一个问题啊，就是现在想知道灵魂如何通过情感部分控制身体，达到某种目的，例如飞升。实际上 这一部分，一个是就是传统修炼的方式嘛，传统修炼你的人体的这个就是情感体平衡了，你的所有的脉轮系统平衡了，你的这个中脉打通了，那你自动形成你的梅尔卡巴场的时候，你那个相当于你的情感体完全的成熟了，你的灵魂跟你的情感跟你的身体完全就可以沟通了，就形成平衡场的时候，就意味着这个跟你用你的身体的这个强度跟地球的外面的这个环境的强度已经平衡了，这个时候你的灵魂就是自由的，然后你的物质状态也就被打开了。是，那么现在开始先提到第二种方法，就是告诉我们去创造一个环境，就是你那个是通过你的修炼提升你自己的能量层次到达那个。那现在就是你用干丝球也好，用反应器也好，用你的麻管也好，用什么都好，你创造出一个还是一样嘛，要创造出一个跟外界环境平衡的这样一个环境，也就是实际上这个东西用它的绿洲系统也是可以达到，它绿洲系统也是有这样的一个功能的。那么你就是要创造出来这个东西，然后你在其中去体会。当你发现你的把你的灵魂从你的身体里面能够释放出来的时候，你就可以开始去发现，你通过你的灵魂，你去改变情感之后，你的所有的变化，你就能够实际看得到了。所以这也是这节课开始先生一直提到的，让你们去玩，让你去做测试，然后你们开始去搭建这样一个系统。那就他提到的那个，比如说阿里和 Jackie。那他们其实已经是做了，但是在这里面可能各自做到的程度不同，还有一些不正确的地方，或者是还有一些对这个东西理解不够完全深入的地方。所以这里面的话，如果谁的绿洲系统做成功了，那他实际上他真的可以就可以开始解放他的灵魂，达到这样一个状态。所以开始的确是有更为便捷的方法，但是问题就是现在可能真的能够把绿洲系统做出来的也没有几个人，这就是目前的一个现状。我不知道我自己个人这样理解，你是不是同意我的一个观点了？当然也还有其他一些朋友可以，嗯。嗯，一个我觉得是因为其实，大家其实都应该能感觉到，在这样一段时间里面，你的自己的成长都是在快速提升的，包含整个地球的能量的层次，包含也可能现在还没有到完全去把这些技术发布的这样的一个时间点，所以说很多时候凯史先生他还是半藏着半掖着的这样的一种方式，然后跟着大家玩，然后逗着大家往前走的这种感觉。嗯，还有其他的朋友想要讨论一下吗？有一些问题什么的。雨季那边本来是说要分享的，后来我看他又说好像昨天晚上又出差跑到哪里南州去了哈，所以这周他也没有再分享他的电池系统。好的，如果就是大家没有更多需要探讨的内容的话，那我们今天的这个分享就到这里结束。也再次的感谢大家的参与，然后期待我们下周再见，谢谢大家。